The Minecraft movie. Like the FNAF movie, this film has been in the works for a little bit of a decade, and people have really been waiting for how are they going to make this film? Is it going to be animated? Will they make it like dark and dramatic and serious? Then we found out the movie was going to be in live action, starring celebrities like Jack Black and Jason Momoa. But that still didn't throw us off too much. It was a bit confusing, but we just thought, okay, still can be quite dramatic and visually enticing. Then the trailers dropped in 2024, and our reaction, including myself, was a little bit underwhelming. The CG looked absolutely awful. Jack Black as Steve was a bit of an awkward choice. But then, as time went past and more trailers came out, we all started to come around to it. I got used to the CG. I thought that, the action looked pretty cool, so yeah, this might be epic. And now the film is finally released, and it was pretty good. Like, I'm not even joking. This is actually a fun, action-packed video game movie. So, I will go through all of the things that I liked about this film. I was right about the action. It is awesome. There's actually not that much in the movie. There's a lot of time spent, talking with these characters and introducing them and stuff, and a lot of time in the real world, which wasn't expected. But when the action is on screen, it's great. The way they take all these different concepts from the actual Minecraft game and, expand them to make them better. I always loved, when I saw in the trailers, the piglins riding the ghasts. I always loved that. That was awesome. Jack Black as Steve... He's not Steve, if I imagine Minecraft Steve as like a character in a movie, that's not him, it's just Jack Black, So when you go into this movie, just expect Jack Black to kind of be doing his thing, saying all of his usual dialogue and funny stuff. But the thing about me is I actually like Jack Black. I think he's funny, and he's one of those actors that I don't mind when he's playing himself, because, I kind of find him endearing. So, Jack Black as Jack Black was fine in this film. He was actually a pretty okay kind of protagonist. He's not really the protagonist of this film, really, but I won't get into too many spoilers. The other characters are also really good too. They all have a really, really good connection with each other. Yeah, they're all a little bit, cliched. You have the sister who now needs to take care of the younger brother, and she's stressed about it. You have the little kid who's like the nerd at school and he gets bullied, which, again, I really hate that cliche of bullies at school, bullying smart people, because that's so outdated. That's like something from the frickin' 90s. No one bullies kids for being smart anymore. Jason Momoa was awesome. He was hilarious, and when they pair him with Jack Black and they have kind of like this mini rivalry, but they have to get along because they both have such big egos, it's great. At least some great comedy. Also, Danielle Brooks was very charismatic as well. I liked her character. She could be funny, she could be tough. All of these guys could. The only thing that kind of falls flat with the characters is the attempts at emotional moments. They kind of come out of nowhere. The boy gets mad at Garrett just for absolutely no reason. And they have this big fight. It looks like it's going to be a third act breakup, but there's actually no third act breakup in this movie, which is pretty decent. But yeah, it's that whole plot line where they don't get along, and it's very forced. The one emotional plot point that I actually found was really well done was the relationship between the boy and his sister Natalie. They were sweet, I loved watching them come together and seeing her worry about him and see him worry about her. Again, they don't do the typical cliche of them being mad at each other. There's a few scenes like that where they kind of don't get along, but most of the time they actually, have a really nice connection, and that's kind of a change, where the siblings just actually get along for once. So the first act, like I said before, it spends a lot of time in the real world, which is good because it actually gives us so much introduction into knowing these characters and what their struggles are and why they're ending up in the overworld, how they're ending up in the overworld. And it's quite a coincidence because there's a shop in this movie that's like a retro video game shop. And it becomes like a really significant plot point based around one of the characters and also by the end of the film. But it's so funny because my entire channel, if I'm not doing Minecraft or FNAF content, I'm obsessed with playing retro games and consoles, and this place is filled with like NES cartridges. Yeah, and it's filled with all these, and it's like this film was made for me. So not only can I gush about the Minecraft things going on screen, but I can also look at these games and be like, ooh, freaking Atari 2600, Commodore, yeah, I know. Like, it was just super out of nowhere, but it was welcome because, you know, it's totally my thing. The second act is good. I was also predicting that the introduction to the overworld, like the characters going around and exploring everything, was going to be really forced and set up for some lame jokes and stuff like that. But it doesn't go on too long. By the time they meet Steve, all that stuff goes out the way. Of course, there's still a little bit of it sprinkled here and there, but that's fine, it's welcome. And the characters actually warm up to the overworld pretty fast. They're able to defend themselves, which actually leads to some both emotional and funny moments mixed together into one. You guys will see what I'm talking about. And then the third act's good. It kind of dropped a little bit for me because by that point I knew exactly where the movie was going. This movie doesn't have a lot of surprises. It's pretty basic and all that kind of stuff. The villain is decent. She's entertaining. I actually think she's a Kiwi. Like, I could tell from the accent. I don't know if she might be from Australia. I can't tell the difference between the two accents. But, yeah, I think she's a New Zealander, which makes sense. This film was made in New Zealand. They actually give a backstory and stuff, which is really, really funny. It's actually a really good joke on its own, but it's made even better when you're a Minecraft fan, because you'll see what I mean. Just watch the film. Also, I loved when we were in the real world, because this film was shot in New Zealand. They used a bunch of New Zealand locations, and at one point they show a factory that's like in front of a river, and it's so freaking good because I've been to that place. There's like an energy factory, I don't know, some kind of factory that's next to this big ass river called the Waikato River in New Zealand, and they filmed there, and I immediately, ooh, that's it! So I could connect with so many things in the movie. The Minecraft stuff, the fact it was filmed in New Zealand, I could connect with the freaking video game references, and it was just super good. It was a complete shocker. It came out of nowhere. I would kind of describe this film as how I described the Super Mario film, where, like, nothing makes sense. You know, things are explained, and they're explained really well. And it's quite awesome watching them go through and discover all this Minecraft stuff. It's really cool. The reason they made this film like this is because I think they wanted it to appeal more to the general public and not just Minecraft fans, because, you know, obviously they want to make a budget. And there's just a lot of random stuff in the movie, like everything's made out of blocks. Right, okay, so there's now just a random dimension made out of blocks. You can cook chicken by dousing it in lava. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You punch blocks, they stay floating there. Right. And that's the thing, they really stick with the Minecraft roots, which I can appreciate. I don't know why beforehand I was really... When I wanted a Minecraft movie, I wanted it to have, like, realistic physics, but then it's kind of not Minecraft. It kind of loses the charm. But, no, they stick to the Minecraft roots really well, and it leads to some great comedic moments. Like, if you're a Minecraft player, I don't think this movie's going to be too good for someone who doesn't know Minecraft. It will still be entertaining, but there's just way too much on screen. Like, for me, nothing was out of place. I immediately recognized every single block, every mob, every design, every mechanic. Everything made sense. But if I wasn't a Minecraft fan, this movie would be just a total fever dream. Just absolute chaos 24/7. But that's the thing, it doesn't really matter. And yeah, I don't think the movie could have really worked being dramatic, because if they want to make it appeal to the general public, most people in the world just see Minecraft as the funny haha joke meme game, and you can't really take it too seriously. So I've completely changed my mind. I understand the direction they've gone with this movie and how they decided to structure it. And because the CG is actually also really good. Like, we got used to the CG months ago, I think when the second trailer rolled around. It's great in this movie because most of the things in CG, they can do everything they want with the action. It's so freaking, like, fast and fluent. I really want to go see this movie again, either in 3D or IMAX, because, my God, you gotta watch it. It is fantastic visually. I was so ready to hate the visuals, but no, man, they did a great job. I was really just knocked out of the park at how well they made this film. Of course, I could just be kind of hyped up from excitement here, because I literally just watched it a few minutes ago. So I think I'll wait like a week and do a second review with spoilers, by the way, once I've kind of just let it sit a little bit. But this is what I thought of the film. I was really expecting the dialogue to be weepy and not funny. I thought the characters were going to be boring and underdeveloped, but no, it was just a very, very strong movie. It gives you everything you want. It gives you that Minecraft right there. Jesus Christ. So yeah, I think that's everything I can say about the film. I could say a lot more, but I don't want this to go on for too long. And like I said, I will have a second review containing spoilers and all that kind of good stuff. Tell me what you guys think of the movie in the comment section below. I'd love to hear. And could you also please tell me if this review was good? I always like just a little bit of feedback. This isn't scripted either, just letting you know, so if my commentary is rubbish, especially compared to my other videos, then don't worry, I'm just not scripting. So yeah, if you're a Minecraft fan, go check it out. And if you have some friends who are not Minecraft fans, maybe bring them along, but don't expect them to understand everything because their brains might explode into mush. Yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. Thanks to everyone for watching, and hopefully I will see you in my next video.